Welcome to Cavs Insider. It's our weekly show on cleveland.com, talking all things, what else? Cavaliers. I'm Dan Labbe. I'm going to be joined by Chris Fedor in a little bit. We're going to do fill in the blanks. We'll also have Chris Haynes, our Cavaliers beat reporter, on the show. First of all, though, let's take a look at the week that was for the Cavaliers. It started on Sunday. They lost an overtime game to Houston. And, of course, the big story, LeBron James got kicked where really no man should ever get kicked, on a basketball court or off, really. Then it was varsity versus JV against the Boston Celtics. The Cavaliers ran Boston out of the queue, and then a big win over Toronto to move the Cavaliers into a virtual tie for second place. They're behind in percentage points, but 10 and a half games back with a bunch of teams of the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, and by the way, the Cavs play the Hawks Friday night. We're going to talk about that later in the show. But first of all, Chris Fedor caught up with our Cavaliers beat reporter, Chris Haynes.
Chris Haynes, our Cavs beat reporter, joining us now as the Cavs getting ready for a big showdown against the Atlanta Hawks. What's going on, Chris?
Oh, man, just getting in Atlanta, you know, had a turbulent ride on the way up here, but everything's good now, so looking forward to this game tomorrow.
And things are good with the Cavs, 19 of 23, coming off a win against Toronto last night. Chris, LeBron says after the game that he needs to protect himself. In the last week, he's been kicked in the Royal Jewels, and he's been tackled in Toronto. What does he mean when he says he has to protect himself?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think he meant retaliation in a certain way. I think that's what most people kind of assume he meant. I took it as he's going to be more cautious with how he approaches the game. As far as, you know, sometimes LeBron, you know, the word bully, I don't know if the word is bully, but, you know, he can impose his will on opponents, you know, with pretty much at ease with anybody. And sometimes he can avoid, you know, the necessary bumps by, you know, doing a certain move that, you know, that's not predicated on just sheer strength. Now, I know that sounds dumb just to say, well, hey, he has to switch up his game because he has to protect him, you know, just to protect himself. But at the same time, a lot of players, as they got older, they learn how to adapt and alter their games. And, you know, so they can have, you know, much more shelf life, you know, as far as their careers go. Because if he definitely continues going at and bullying guys, you know, he's going to get hit. He's going to get hacked. You know, I don't think the player that comes to mind, you know, recently is probably Shaquille O'Neal, who endured that type of physicality. And one thing about Shaq's game is that, you know, you had to put a lot of force. You had to whack him hard to stop him. But at the same time, Shaq never really developed any moves, you know, any versatile moves like Hakeem Olajuwon to prolong his career. Even though he had a long career, he could have been even more dominant or more effective toward the latter parts of his career if he just would have, you know, developed a more of an arsenal. So I think that's what LeBron meant. But at the same time, it definitely will help if he has some teammates that were actually in the rotation who will actually get his back.
Chris, you noted one change for LeBron. It's in his free throw mechanics, something that has been a recent thing for LeBron. He's shooting a free throw percentage which is as low as it's been since 2007, 2008. So when you talk to LeBron about his change in mechanics, what did he tell you? Why did he decide to make a change?
Yeah, he was keeping it quiet for a while. You know, he didn't want to, you know, I had to kind of pry it out of him because I noticed it really, you know, in the game against Toronto. He only shot 3 free throws in that game against, let me see, what was the game before? Boston, yeah, Boston. So I really couldn't tell, but I can tell there was something a little funky with it. But he shot 13 free throws in Toronto, and, you know, you can tell it was just it was like a hitch. A hitch was incorporated into it. And usually, you know, the funny thing about it, usually shooting coaches, they want to eliminate hitches.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that he went to that, but he said it's all about trying to slow down his shooting form, and essentially it's a two-step process now instead of just bringing the ball up and, you know, having form. He brings it up around his chest area, then he goes into his follow-through motion. And he told me right now it's something that he's trying out. It's a group of guys that he respects their basketball IQ, and he said they suggested it, and he said he's not, at this stage of his career, he's not over, trying to try new things. And so I have to give him praise in that regard, because a lot of people, Chris, man, they don't like, messing with their shot during the season. Yeah. That's something that you try in the off season and hope to come with some sort of type of perfection, going into the next season. So, obviously, that game in Houston got to him. We all know about that. And so right now he feels like this is the right thing to do. So we'll see how long this lasts.
I'm glad you were the one that pointed out shot mechanics to LeBron, because I've already done my job this season, Chris. I fixed Kyrie Irving's shot already once. So I'm retired from that business.
So you got Kyrie and I got LeBron. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
You remember that.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they give us praise for that. I doubt it, though.
All right, so as the Cavs get ready to play Atlanta, Atlanta's got the most wins in the Eastern Conference. How do you view Atlanta, though? Last night was a big test, or the other night was a big test against Toronto. When it comes to Atlanta, how do you view them?
I think they're a really good team, man. I think they're a really good story. They play team basketball. It's been well noted they're the San Antonio Spurs of the Eastern Conference. You rarely get in the NBA, you rarely get a team to gel like that, so quickly. It seemed like it's just happened overnight. San Antonio Spurs, their system, their infrastructure, it took time, and it was massaged until what it is right now. The Atlanta Hawks, man, I think they're a really good story. With that being said, it has to be a but in there. It has to be, some type of segue. But I think that they're just not ready for primetime basketball. When I say that, I'm talking about playoffs. I still believe in the playoffs. You need that go-to guy that you can get the ball to and have him get you 10 points in the next 2 minutes in the playoff atmosphere when the defense is set on stopping you, when the defense is geared on stopping you. I don't see that guy on the court at all. They're all nice players. They all have their moments. But I just don't think they have that guy in the playoffs, and I think you need a person like that who you can depend on offensively to get you a load of buckets in a reasonable amount of time. I don't see it. And so that's why I think they're a great regular season story. I'm just not sure how far. Well, they'll go far because they'll have a home court advantage, but I don't think they can knock off the Cavs. I'll put it like that.
Chris, good stuff, man. I appreciate you joining me.
All right, take care, my guy.
All right, there he is, Chris Haynes, Cavs beat reporter for cleveland.com.
All right, Chris Fedor now joins me. Chris, we're going to do some fill in the blank.
Yes.
You ready? It's like you're in high school again, doing your standardized tests. Okay, you got to take LeBron out of the equation for this one. Got to take Kyrie Irving out of the equation. The player the Cavaliers can least afford to lose is blank.
Oh, it's Kevin Love. No brainer. The offense is completely different without Kevin Love, and that was shown in the Chicago game before the All-Star break. And there's a stat right now going around the internet, Dan, where if you take the best trios in the NBA, just 3 guys in a lineup, and you look at the efficiency, combining offense and defense, Kevin Love is a part of all top 5.
All right.
All of the top 5, and that includes every team in the NBA. So Golden State, Houston, the #1 most efficient team trio is Kevin Love, Timofey Mozgov, and Kyrie Irving. Not LeBron James.
Wow.
But Kevin Love is a part of all 5 because he does things at a power forward spot that very few guys in the NBA can do. And without his spacing, the Cavs offense would be completely different.
Okay, so let's stay along this line. The Cavaliers' best all-around big man is blank.
Still think it's Kevin Love.
Kevin Love?
Yeah, because he's giving you 17 points per game. And the more important thing from my standpoint is the spacing that he's providing to make the offense go and his rebounding. The Cavs at the beginning of the year, Dan, there was this thought that they were going to win every single rebounding battle because he had Anderson Varejao, Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love. Andy goes down, Tristan moves to the bench, but Kevin Love has been right there. There are a lot of guys in the NBA, Dan, that can go out and average 20 points per game. There's tons of them. But the guys that can average 10 rebounds or more per game, that's a smaller number. And that's something that I don't think can be overlooked. The Cavs are getting better defensively, but you got to finish those possessions, and Kevin Love is helping you finish those possessions with the boards.
Kevin Love's come under a lot of fire this year from Cavs fans.
Unnecessary, in my opinion. That's
what it sounds like based on the answers you've given me. Okay, the NBA MVP right now is...
Ooh.
So I know you want to say LeBron, but I know you want to say Russ, too.
Right. I've gone back and forth on this one. Steph Curry from Golden State still going to get my vote because he's the best player on the best team in the NBA. His points per game right there neck and neck with LeBron. The offense is in his hands. Yes, Klay Thompson's there, Draymond Green having a terrific season. Harrison Barnes has been better this year. But everything that Golden State does, it's run through Stephen Curry. And every team that plays against Golden State, the number one option is taking away Steph. Somehow, some way, trying to take him away. He's the heartbeat of that team, and he's the best player on the best team. To me, that's the MVP.
What about my guy Russ Westbrook, though?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, there's 4 guys here that you could make a legitimate claim for, and I would listen to all of them. If I had to rank it, I'd say Steph Curry 1, Russell Westbrook 2, James Harden 3, and LeBron James 4.
That's not going to go over well in the comment section.
I'm sorry.
I just want to throw that out there. All right, if the Cavaliers can keep this momentum going through April, May, June, if the Cavaliers win a championship, it will be because of blank.
Because LeBron James was the best player in every single series. And that's the advantage that the Cavs are going to have over a ton of teams. They're not the deepest team. They may have the best starting 5, but I think that's even debatable. The thing that they have, more so than Atlanta, Chicago, Washington, any other team, they've got the 4-time MVP that they can go to in the clutch in the fourth quarter and say, just take over the game. Nobody else has that weapon. And that was good enough for Miami in 2 of the 4 NBA Finals. Now you combine LeBron with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. For me, if LeBron James plays like the best player in the world, the way that he has played here in the second half of the season, I can't see a team beating the Cavs 4 times in 7 games.
I saw a tweet last night when the Cavs were closing out that game against Toronto. LeBron just took over. Basically said, sometimes you have LeBron James, sometimes you just don't.
Right.
That's the difference in a basketball game sometimes. All right, last one here. Blank is the best team in the Eastern Conference.
The Cavs. No question about it. And Atlanta deserves a lot of credit. I don't think anybody should overlook Atlanta. They play team ball. They play the right way. They're top 10 in offense. They're top 10 in defense. That's a great formula. There's a reason why they have the most wins of anybody in the Eastern Conference. But with the way that the Cavs have played since the trades, at the beginning of the season, Dan, some flaws showed up from the Cavs. They didn't have a legitimate center. They didn't have enough shooting. They didn't have enough defense. They didn't have enough depth. In 2 trades, all 4 of those things were corrected. That doesn't happen all the time in the NBA. But the defense has gotten better because of J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, and Mozgov. The shooting has gotten better because of J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. The depth has gotten better because you've got Iman Shumpert, who could start on a lot of teams around the NBA. He's coming off your bench. When you make trades like that and you boost the roster the way that the Cavs had, and you already had the big 3 of LeBron, Love, and Kyrie, I don't think there's another team in the Eastern Conference better than the Cavs right now.
All right, blanks have been filled. We're going to do this every week. Now, fill in the blank. Sometimes we'll do some true or false, some word association, all those fun things. All right, first Cavs Insider in the books here on cleveland.com. Coming up for the Cavs, they got Atlanta on the road. Best team in the East right now, although just by record, according to you. Then it's home for Phoenix. That's a gimme. Please tell me that's a gimme.
Oh, that's a gimme. Phoenix traded its best player. That was brilliant. Good job there.
Dallas and San Antonio on the road, though.
Yeah.
That's a tough little stretch. That's a good test.
Yeah, too many people sleeping on San Antonio, in my opinion, Dan. So many people are just waiting for them to fall off the cliff because of how old they are. They're 7 right now in the Western Conference, but the reason that they're number 7 is because they've dealt with some things at the beginning of the year. Kawhi Leonard, Finals MVP last year, by the way, had a big hand in dismantling the Miami Heat. He wasn't healthy at the beginning of the season. Tony Parker still hasn't been right. Sometimes it's about getting hot at the right time, and San Antonio's best basketball is still in front of it.
All right. That's it. Cavs Insider, first one in the books. Thanks to Chris Haynes for joining us. We filled in blanks. We previewed the week ahead. It's good times. We're going to do this every week here on cleveland.com. You can find the show every week at cleveland.com/Cavs if you're looking for it. He's Chris Fedor. I'm Dan Labbe. Thanks for watching.